Nobody out here, top half of the first inning, as St. Thomas has clinched the number 2 seed for the SCAC women's softball tournament next weekend in Georgetown. Leading off is Sammy Tagawa, the second baseman. Trinity coming in at 39, but 23-6 in SCAC play. St. Thomas with the 24-4 record now cannot be and has clinched the number 2 seed. One to the count on Tagawa. Right now, one here. A 1-1 count to Hannah Boudreau, batting in the second spot. So a swing and a miss. Out number 2 here. Nobody on, as stepping to the plate will be Leah Gonzalez. Gonzalez. As Tori Sossaman getting the start here in game number 3 for St. Thomas. The ball just kept blowing away from her in center field, and stepping to second with a 2-out double is Leah Gonzalez. First hit of the ball game for the Trinity Tigers. So a chance for Trinity to take the lead here in this top half of the first inning. One strike. Third baseman Carson Lee. Jordan R.C. waiting on deck as a pop foul over the first base side and out of play. One half inning from Houston, Texas, back after this. And back live here from Houston, Texas, we go to the home half of the first inning. St. Thomas coming to the plate as Rebecca Archibald, the designated player, will lead it off for the Celts. She'll be followed up by Jalen Simmons. The third baseman batting third will be the catcher, Chloe Bennett. In the cleanup spot, the first baseman, Samantha Crumrun. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Zoe Acosta. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Savannah Henkin. In the seventh spot, the shortstop, Lindsey Gonzalez. Batting eighth will be the right fielder, Gabby Davila. And batting ninth will be the center fielder, Delaney Moreno. Top three, Archibald, the designated player, Simmons, the third baseman, Bennett, the catcher. The middle three, Crumlin at first, Acosta at second, Henkin in left. And the bottom three, Gonzalez at short, Davila in right, and Moreno, the center fielder. 1 ball and no strikes as that ball slides off the outside corner. 2-0 the count to Archibald, the junior out of Baytown Lee High School. Batting with nobody on, nobody out. Trinity in their road charcoal gray tops and bottoms with the white numbers, burgundy script lettering and tigers across the front, and the burgundy and white trim as Archibald swings through strike one. St. Thomas coming in 28-10, 24-4 in this regular season finale. Takes a pitch low and outside right now, looking for a final win to try to get to 29 wins on the season and potentially have a chance to put themselves in the postseason without having to win the SCAC tournament. As that pitch grounded, third base side in the hole, it's going to be a base hit. Once it got past the third baseman, there was no play left there. As a new third baseman in there for Trinity is Peyton Bowser. So Bowser could not make the play. It'll be an infield hit for Rebecca Archibald. As that ball over but low to Jalen Simmons. 1 ball and no strikes. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed starter. As that pitch grounded, back up the middle and through for a base hit. Turning second and heading to third will be Archibald. As the throw will come in late. Simmons will take advantage of the throw. As it gets away, she'll truck over to third base, and the run will come home from third as it will be a single, a fielder's choice. As Archibald went to third, moving to second is Simmons on the fielder's choice and moves to third on the E7, or E9, sorry, as the run comes home on the air. And St. Thomas takes a 1-0 lead. Second consecutive hit for St. Thomas as Bennett steps to the plate. Takes a pitch low and inside for ball one. Bennett batting from the right side. The junior out of Waller High School, the former Bulldog up there. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. It's going to score Simmons easily. And a 2-0 St. Thomas lead. And the question is for this one, what does Trinity have in the tank with nothing to play for in this season finale? As Megan Krieshbaum getting to start. And time called as head coach Bailey Wittenauer is going to go out to talk to her infield here. And I think this is going to be the Dutch Uncle meeting, saying we still got to focus for one more game before we head into the postseason. Trinity also looking at the same thing with 30 wins on the season, would like to pick up their 31st to match their season total from a year ago. And right now they have lost the first two of this series. And I think this is a clean it up and focus it up kind of situation out there for the Tigers. So still nobody out in the inning. As Samantha Crumlin will step to the plate. 2 have scored for St. Thomas. As the pitch. Swing foul back to the screen by Crumlin. And as a pinch hitter in game number 2, As Bennett to start at first base. As the ball gets away from the catcher, that's going to be a pass ball to allow Bennett to head down to second. A mix-up there between the pitcher, Creechbaum, and the catcher, Boudreau. 1-1 the count to Samantha Crumrun. A freshman out of Katy Tompkins High School takes ball 2. So Acosta waiting on deck. As that ball popped back to the screen, 2-2 the count. As the pitch, line to the second baseman, throw back to the bag, and it gets away. No chance for Bennett to move up on the line out. Hit hard by Crumrun, but nothing to show for it. As the second baseman, Tagawa, able to make the play. First out of the inning, hit hard. As Zoe Acosta will step to the plate. Acosta, one of the 5 seniors, will celebrate after the end of this one. Out of San Antonio, Incarnate Word takes a strike over the inside. As that pitch rides up and in, 1-1 the count to Acosta. As that ball grounded to shortstop, that's going to be interference, and the runner's going to be out for clipping the shortstop, and that will take care. So it'll be an infield hit, but dead ball as Bennett ran into the shortstop. So that will be the second out of the inning. Acosta will be safe on the hit. And that will be the 4th hit for St. Thomas, but still 2 away now. As Bennett retired 6 unassisted on the fielder's choice. So 2 outs now as that ball gets away, heading down to second on the wild pitch. As Hintgen up there with 2 outs. As that ball gets back, as that'll be a pass ball and move the runner to third base. So St. Thomas a chance to play add-on here. Second pass ball of the inning for Boudreau. 2-0 count to Hintgen. Freshman out of Danbury, Texas. As that pitch on the outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike. Lindsey Gonzalez, the shortstop, waiting on deck. As the pitch on the outside corner, but low, ball 3. Three balls and 1 strike. As showing bunt, but pulling the bat back. Hinken's going to take the first walk of the ball game issued to put runners on the corners. We should see Hinken on the move here. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change as the starter, Krieshbaum, will last 2/3 of an inning. And we'll come back and give you the new pitcher and continue on this one here live from West University Softball Association, St. Thomas. A 2-0 first inning lead, still batting back after this. Back live here from Houston, Texas. Lindsey Gonzalez to the plate. Seventh batter that is batted in the inning for St. Thomas as they have played 2 runs with 2 outs. The ball in the dirt, and Henkin will take the advantage to go down to second base as Josie Kualoan, who started yesterday's game, did not figure into the decision. Coming in relief, she went 5 innings, giving way to Jordan Arce, who took the loss in the 6th. That pitch off the outside corner, ball 2. Gonzalez with a 2-0 count and 2 outs. As the line and the pitch over the inside corner at the belt. Our officials for this one, Jeff Dubrow behind the plate, Anthony Cottrell roaming the bases. 200 down the lines here at Westview, 220 to center field, scoreboard out in deep right field. Wind blowing across the field about 10 to 15 miles an hour as that pitch gets up and away, ball 3. Chance to put on a couple of more runs here for St. Thomas with 2 in scoring position and 2 away. A base hit will score you 2 with Henkin speed at second. Lewin, ground ball fouls, and they push the count to 3-2 now on the senior out of Huffman Hargrave. As the pitch off the outside corner, ball 4, a walk to load him up. So now stepping to the plate will be the number hitter, Gabby Davia, the senior at Pearland High School. As that ball popped up, third base side, foul territory, but no room left at the dugout, St. Thomas's third base dugout. As the third baseman ran out of room and could not make the play. Left-handed hitter with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Swinging a line drive towards center. Center fielder will range though over and make the play, and that will do it for St. Thomas as they played a pair of runs. They leave the bases loaded, but take a 2-0 lead after one complete here from Houston as we come back live on Sports after this timeout. And back live here from Houston Bunt. In front of the plate, and the play will not be made at first base. Simmons tried to come across, but could not come away with it. So second base with an infield hit, and I guess interference was called there. RC going back to first base, so no, they're not going to allow that to happen. RC will get an infield hit. And that is the second hit of the ball game for the Trinity Tigers. As the pitch, checking the runner at first base. They will not throw behind the runner. As the throw second, the tag applied by Gonzalez, but gets through. It'll be a stolen base for RC. And so she left early, so she is going to be out. Instead of a stolen base, it is going to be a put out, 3 unassisted on the fielder's choice for leaving early. So back up to the plate is Peyton Bowser, the third baseman. As she takes a pitch on the outside corner for strike one. As Sossman, the pitch, fly ball, Davia underneath it for out number 2. And again, the question for the Trinity Tigers, what do they have left in the tank? And that's going to do it for this inning as Bowser flies out. And we'll come back live here from Houston. St. Thomas a 2-0 lead heading into the bottom of the second. Back after this. And back live here is Delaney Moreno to lead it off for St. Thomas, a senior out of Cypress Creek High School. With nobody on and nobody out. Takes a pitch by the reliever, Koaluan. As Krishbaum, in her 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned, 4 hits. Did not strike out a batter, did not walk a batter, did not hit a batter. There's a line drive. It's going to drop in front of the center fielder, and Delaney Moreno has a leadoff hit. Fifth hit of the ball game for the Celts. As bringing up Rebecca Archibald, had an infield hit and a run scored back in the first inning. Showing bunt, fouls it at the plate for strike one. Bottom half of the second inning, St. Thomas plating 2 in the first. Showing bunt once again, Archibald takes strike 2. Junior out of Baytown Lee. As a pitch, rides up and in. One ball and 2 strikes. As that pitch called strike 3, as Archibald let that one slide through the zone. As she goes down looking, first strikeout of the ball game for Trinity pitching. They'll bring up Jalen Simmons with 1 out. No movement at first by Moreno. Takes a pitch on the outside corner, but low, ball 1. Right-handed hitter, the senior out of Cypress Bridgeland, as the throw goes through, and Moreno's safe at second base on stolen base. Simmons, a 1-1 count. One out in the inning as St. Thomas trying to add to the 2-run lead. Is that pitch on the outside corner at the knee, strike 2. Chloe Bennett, the catcher, waiting on deck. As the pitch, grounded, third base side. So across the diamond is going to be in time as Bowles are able to get it over to first base to retire Simmons on the fielder's choice. 5-3 on the put out. 2 outs now as the junior out of Waller steps to the plate. Bennett, a single in the first inning. 1 for 1 in the ball game. As that ball gets away from the catcher, collision behind home plate. This looks like this is a new catcher in there for Trinity. This is no longer Boudreaux in there. This looks like number 25. And that is Quincy Basarowicz into the ball game for the first time. Swinging a line drive by Bennett. Center fielder over and in to make the play, and that will do it. So St. Thomas threatened, but did not counter with a score as the leadoff single strands Moreno at third base. And we go to the top half of the third inning here from Houston as St. Thomas a 2-0 lead on Flow Sports back after this timeout. And back live here from Houston, Texas, going into the top half of the third inning. Nobody on, nobody out for the Trinity Tigers. So that ball bunted back to the screen, foul. As a pitch by Sossman, grounded to third, bobble by Simmons, throw to first base is not going to be in time. It will be an E5. As Simmons had a chance to get it, but bobbled it a second time. And safe at first base is Sidney Watson. Reaches on the E5. As that ball bunted, throw to first base is going to be dug out nicely by Acosta on the sacrifice. And we'll bring up the top of the order, Tagawa. As a pitch to Tagawa. Off the outside corner, a 1-1 count. Tagawa, the sophomore out of Agora Hills, California. One ball and two strikes to Agora. Struck out her first time up on an 0-2 pitch. Sossman continuing to pitch very well down the stretch this season. Rise pitch up and away, ball two. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss as Tagawa goes down swinging for the second time. And again, you got to question what the focus is for Trinity. Their starters already looking to next week in Georgetown, as they will have to play on day one. Now falling to the number 3 seed officially. A 1 count with 2 outs. A swing and a miss. And this is a new catcher that is in there getting her first at-bat of the game, Quincy Basarowicz. As that pitch grounded, first base foul. Oh, 2 count. Runner at second base. Basarowicz representing the tying run here. As the pitch. Just missed by Sossman as she tried to curve that one in on the outside corner. 1-2 the count. As that ball grounded up the middle and through, charging, and the throw coming home by Moreno is going to plate a run for the Trinity Tigers. As scoring the first run of the ball game is Sidney Watson. And a big 2-out RBI there by Basarowicz. Third hit of the ball game fourth hit of the ball game for Trinity. Makes it a 2-1 game. Swing and a miss. As Gonzalez comes up empty there. She doubled her first time up. Down the count 0-2 with a runner at first and 2 outs. Don't think that Basarowicz a threat to run here. As that pitch just off the outside corner, ball 1. As Sosselman with the pitch, grounded third base side, but foul past Simmons. Back up in there with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. That ball in the dirt, gets by Bennett. Allows the runner to head to second base on the wild pitch. It'll fill the count up at 3-2 on Gonzalez. Payoff pitch coming, fly ball to center. Moreno will circle underneath it, settle under it for out number 3, and that will do it for the Trinity Tigers here in the top half of the third inning. But they played a run on 2 hits, and they cut the St. Thomas lead in half as they leave a runner on base. 2-1 St. Thomas after 2.5. Back after this on Flow Sports. Samantha Crumman to lead it off for St. Thomas here in the bottom half of the third inning. Nobody on, nobody out. As St. Thomas a 2-1 lead. St. Thomas plating a pair of runs in the top half of the first inning. That pitch on the outside corner to Crumrun. 1-2 the count. Bottom half of the third inning. Crummer with a 2-2 count. Right-handed hitter swing as that ball pulled by the freshman out of Katie Tompkins. Count holding it 2-2 with Zoe Acosta waiting on deck. That pitch in the dirt. 3-2 the count. That pitch grounded to the third baseman on the hop. Throw across the diamond, and the first baseman had to do a double take over there to get out number one. Nobody on with Acosta coming to the plate with one out. As that pitch catches the outside corner to Acosta, strike one. As that pitch grounded softly to short, gathered up and across the diamond in time is Baltzel. Two outs now in the inning. 6-3 on the putout. As they'll bring up Savannah Henkin, freshman out of Danbury, Texas. Takes a pitch low and away for ball one. As the pitch on the outside corner, 1-1 the count. Henkin trying to get something started, try to get that run back. That Trinity scored in the top half of the third inning, swinging a foul ball back. 1-2 the count. Infield playing in tight, outfield very shallow all the way around, shaded to left center. That pitch in the dirt evens the count up at 2-2. Two outs here in the bottom half of the third inning. St. Thomas has taken the first two of this series and has taken the series, which means they have clinched the number 2 seed and will have the first round bye next weekend at Georgetown, Texas. Ball foul back to the screen, holding the count at 2-2. St. Thomas baseball finishing up in Austin at Concordia this weekend. They have clinched the number 4 seed. So the tournament pretty much set. As that ball fouled, Trinity the 1 seed, St. Thomas the 4 seed. They will match up on Friday. And then the 2-3 matchup, it'll be McMurray versus Concordia. And we'll have those games live on Flow Sports and our Cooper Media Broadcast Network. All 7 games potentially as a swing and a miss by Henkin, and that will do it here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. We head to bottom half of the third. We'll head to the top of the fourth inning here from Houston as St. Thomas a 2-1 lead over Trinity in the final game of the regular season. Back after this timeout. And back live here from Houston, Texas. We go to the top half of the fourth inning. Nobody on, nobody out for the Trinity Tigers as Carson Lee, the first baseman to lead it off, pop up. Davia going to the line and in fair territory will secure out number one. So quickly 1 up and 1 down here. It'll bring up the right fielder, Jordan Arce, who has pitched in both games so far, took the loss. That's going to bunt, hit her in fair territory. Or is she in foul territory? I think they'll bring her back. She did foul that one off. Came close to coming up into her stomach there in fair territory. No balls and 1 strike. And time called. Looked like a ball got away down that right field side. A 0-1 count with 1 out. As Sossaman pitch a little bit in tight, 1-1. Top half of the fourth inning here from Westview for the final time in 2025. Ball foul tipped at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This has been the home for St. Thomas softball since the inception in 2021. Or in fact, the 2022 season, 4th season for St. Thomas softball, their first graduating class of freshmen. Pitch rises up out of the zone, 2-2 the count. To Arce out of California. Brings it to the plate. That pitch just a little bit tight. It fills the count up at 3-2. We will crown the conference champions in men's and women's tennis tomorrow from Waco, Texas. As swing and a pop-up. Acosta will float over and underneath for out number 2. Two outs in the inning. As it'll bring to the plate the left fielder, Hayden Del Toro. Del Toro flied out to right fielder first time up, 0-1. As that pitch tails inside for ball 1. As that ball grounded, foul ball down the line past Simmons. One count to the right-handed hitting Del Toro. The junior out of Cypress Woods High School, the former Wildcat. 1-2 the count. So these two have crossed paths before, with Sossaman being from Cy Ranch. One-two count. And Del Toro takes it, hoping that it was called up and ball 2. Evens the count up at 2-2 with 2 outs. As Sossaman trying to go through another clean inning as the wind and the pitch. Just a little bit up at the belt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Two outs here in the top half of the fourth. St. Thomas clinging to a 1-run lead. As that pitch popped up. Moreno will settle under. in left center field to take care of the third out of the inning, and that will do it for Trinity as they go 3 up and 3 down. And a 2-1 St. Thomas lead as we have completed 3.5 here from Houston back after this timeout. Ball pulled foul down the line by Lindsay Gonzalez. 0-1 the count here. She'll lead off the bottom half of the fourth inning. St. Thomas looking for some insurance here with a 1-run lead. Down the count, 0-1. Right-handed hitter out of Huffman, Texas. Hargrave High School, the former Falcon. Very good 4A program. Won a state title about 4 years ago. Always battling teams in that area. Splendora, Barbers Hill, Dayton, to name a few that were very good. As that ball grounded third base side and underneath Bowser and through the left field. It'll be an E5 as Bowser couldn't control that one. Second error of the ball game on Bowser. Puts a runner on first base with nobody out. And brings to the plate Gabby Davia. Shows bunt trying to move the runner along, but fouls it back to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. Winding down the 2025 regular season, St. Thomas has been in the postseason all 4 of the years that they have been in play. St. Thomas baseball going to the playoffs for the second time in 5 years. So a good end to the year for St. Thomas Athletics, including a men's golf championship 2 weeks ago at Lake Whitney. Tennis team making it to the second round in both the men's and women's play yesterday, but getting eliminated. And now softball and baseball will carry the torch. Track and field going on right now over at Gustafson Field in Seguin. Ball grounded. Back over to pitcher. Second baseman Tagawa. Nice play to get it over to first base on the short hop to get the out. That was a tough play, but she made it look easy. So down to second base on the fielder's choice goes Gonzalez. 4-3 on the putout. 1 out in the inning as Delaney Moreno, the senior out of Side Creek, softly lines one. A nice play by Bowser. Not hit overly hard. Bowser able to go to the foul side of the bag to come up with out number 2. So 2 outs with a runner on second. As top of the order, Rebecca Archibald due. Has that pitch at the top of the zone for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitting Archibald, the junior out of Baytown Lee. As that pitch rides up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. No chance for Archibald to go fishing there. As that ball fouled back as she got just enough of it to stay alive. Count holding at 1-2 with 2 outs. Jalen Simmons waiting on deck, so the reliever Koaluan going right after her. Infield shaded in all the way around as a swing and a miss as the tag's going to be applied, and they haven't set a swing yet. Looked like it was on Archibald. I say no swing. Wow. A break for Rebecca Archibald, as she'll get a swing on the house here. And a 2-2 count. Looked like she did go from our angle, but the base umpire did not agree. 2-2 count with 2 outs. As the pitch over the outside corner, but low, ball 3, so the count has gone full on Archibald. Three balls and 2 strikes. As the pitch grounded through the hole, a base hit, turning third, but no chance to bring him home as the right fielder shaded in RC in tight. As Archibald gets her second hit of the ball game. And for St. Thomas, that is their 6th hit. As Jalen Simmons will step to the plate. Runners on the corners for St. Thomas with 2 outs. As the wind and the pitch, Simmons takes it for strike 1 as she allows Archibald to head down to second base. So now Simmons with a chance to drive home a pair here with good speed on the bases. 0-1 count. As a foul tip at the plate on Simmons, strike 2. Swung over the top of a curveball. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs as Simmons grounds it to short. Throw to first base is going to be in time, and that's going to do it for St. Thomas as they'll strand a couple of runners. And through 4 complete, St. Thomas still holding on to a 2-1 lead here in the final game of the regular season. Coming back live after this on Flow Sports. And back live here from Houston, Texas, as we continue on here in this final game of the regular season. Top half of the fifth inning as Trinity dropping the first two games of this set. 1 ball and no strikes to count to the leadoff hitter. For the Tigers, the number 7 hitter, Peyton Bowser. Pitch on the inside corner at the belt for strike 1, 1-1. As that pitch grounded, third base side, Simmons. She'll take the short hop and go over to first base in plenty of time for the out. Simmons, a nice play over at third, just a tremendous defensive player. Probably up for defensive player in the conference this season with her stellar play at third. We'll have all that announced at Georgetown next weekend. All the awards and accolades for the teams and individuals, besides the championship being delivered next Sunday. 1 out in the inning. As Sydney Watson, the center fielder, pop up. Bennett now finds it, now chases it, circles underneath it to make the play for out number 2. So 2 outs now in the inning as the shortstop, Angela Baltzel, will step to the plate. Baltzel, a junior out of Antioch, California, Freedom High School. Rise pitch up and in for ball 1. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the top half of the fifth inning. And again, you got to be looking at Trinity here. What was left in the tank after dropping game 2, 8-3. That pitch just missed, ball 2. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed starter. We expect Sossaman to get the ball in game 1 of the SCAC tournament next weekend. And their matchup with the 3-6 winner. And right now that very easily could be Trinity once again very quickly next weekend. All the seedings will be finalized. The ground ball gets through the hole and into right field. Throw behind the runner is not in time. So a 2-out base runner for the Trinity Tigers, their 5th hit of the ball game. Has the wind and the pitch. Over the inside corner for strike 1. And Tagawa has struck out twice in this one against Sossaman. Has the pitch, fly ball. Left field and back, settling over and under though is Henkin, as she was able to run to a spot and make the play and take care of out number 3. No runs, a hit, a runner left on base, a 2-1 St. Thomas lead. Looking for insurance here in the bottom half of the fifth inning as we go to the bottom of the fifth here from Houston, back after this timeout on Flow Sports. And back live here from Houston, Texas, we go to the home half of the fifth inning for St. Thomas. A 2-1 lead for the Celts. Ground ball pulled foul by Bennett. First pitch swinging there on strike one. Remind you, we'll have full coverage tomorrow of the SCAC Men's and Women's Tennis Championships. Beginning at 10 a.m., we'll have full coverage and broadcast coverage along the Flow Sports Network. As a fly ball by Bennett, got underneath it, racing in to make the play, and no problem there for Del Toro on out number one. So 1 out in the inning, as it'll bring up the first baseman, Samantha Crumrun. Crumrun lined out hard to second, popped out to center field. 1 out in the inning as the right-handed hitting first baseman up there takes low and away for ball one. As curveball in there. 1-1 the count. We've been able to bring you the Men's and Women's Soccer Championship, the Women's Volleyball Championship, Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Added golf and tennis to the mix this year as a line drive is going to get over the head of the right field and into the wall. Turning first and heading to second, Crumrun will hold on there with a 1-out double. As that ball smoked and right at the right fielder, she took a step in, and that was the fatal blow for Arcee as she turned to retreat and did not have a play left. That is the 7th hit of the ball game for St. Thomas, and an insurance run that you will have a pinch runner for. This should be Megan Anderson. And so Anderson will be the runner at second base for Crumrun. We expect Crumrun to return to the game in the top of the 6th defensively. As we'll have Zoe Acosta stepping to the plate. Crumrun laced that ball hard for the second time to the right side. And now a chance for Acosta. As a ground ball back up the middle and through for a base hit. They're going to turn Anderson. The throw coming to the plate. The tag's going to be applied, and it's going to be out. Anderson doesn't agree with the call. And obviously, Angela Frobase is going to have a conversation with the umpire because he was behind the play, but clearly made the call there at the plate. And the question is, did the catcher take away the baseline from Anderson? And I think that's what the conversation is right now, and I think that's going to be the question that the home plate umpire, Jeff DeBrow and Anthony Cottrell, are going to discuss here. Was there interference? I don't think that the base umpire can change this call here. So it will be a single for St. Thomas. The runner will go to second on the throw home on the putout, and out number 2. And so advancing to third base on the double is the runner, Anderson. To fielder's choice. A good throw by the center fielder, Watson. And again, Angela Frobase not happy with the call, and the out call will stand here. And so we'll have a pinch hitter for St. Thomas here as Acosta standing at second after the hit and the fielder's choice. 8 hits now in the ball game for the Celts, but not able to score that run as Henkin is going to be pinch hit for. And so this will be Olivia Sanchez. We saw her hit in a critical spot, came up with a huge hit with a bases clearing double back in the 5th inning of game number 1. As a curveball over but low, ball one. Sanchez trying to come up with some two-out magic here. Olivia Sanchez, the freshman out of Cypress Creek, a ground ball to third base, and that's going to do it for St. Thomas on the fielder's choice. As it will go 5-3 on the putout, as St. Thomas fails to play to run there on a couple of hits, and they leave one runner on base as we go to the sixth inning here from West U, and it's a 2-1 St. Thomas lead. Back after this timeout on Flow Sports. Back live here from Houston, Texas. Final game of the regular season for SCAC softball here between Trinity and St. Thomas. Trinity out of San Antonio, Texas on the east side, or west side of San Antonio on that beautiful campus. Looking at Trinity University along with Incarnate Word, now a Division I program. Crumlin returning to the lineup will go back in at first base, so Anderson removed from the game. Stepping to the plate will be the number 2 hitter, Quincy Basarowicz. Had an RBI single back in the third inning to drive home the Trinity run. St. Thomas won Game 1 4-3 last night. Picked up the Game 1 victory in the second game of the series and took the series and the tiebreaker over Trinity to get the number 2 overall seed. As a fly ball left field side, coming over, diving, and Hintgen's going to make the play. Just at the last moment, able to get the glove underneath it before it got onto the turf and able to get out number 1. St. Thomas' defense has been stellar in this series. And that's another sparkler by the left fielder, Hintgen. 1 out in the inning with nobody on, as it will bring the designated player, Leah Gonzalez, to the plate, batting for the pitcher as a pop-up. Giving way, Gonzalez will settle under it for out number 2, and 2 quick outs off the bat of Trinity. Nobody on, as it will bring to the plate a pinch hitter here. As coming to the plate for Trinity will be Mariana Garcia, batting for Carson Lee. Lee 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout, her 2 plate appearances. Garcia, a freshman out of Goodyear, Arizona, Canyon View High School, takes a pitch a little bit tight for ball 1. Nobody on, 2 away here in the top half of the 6th inning as the outs winding down for these 2 teams to close the book on 2025. As that pitch line back up the middle, coming over Gonzalez. Will throw to first base, dugout grab, but not in time for the out, as it'll be an E6 to allow the pinch hitter to reach. So the first error of the ball game by St. Thomas. defensively, puts a runner on at first with 2 outs. And the tying run on base now for Trinity as Jordan Arcee stepping to the plate. Arcee had an infield hit and popped out to second. 1 for 2. As Arcee taking both losses in this series so far. A chance to help the Trinity cause on strike 1. Right-handed hitter batting with an 0-1 count and 2 outs. As the wind and the pitch right there over the inside corner by Sossaman. Quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. As Arcee find a way on here with 2 outs and the tying run on at first. As the wind and the pitch slowly grounded to third base. Simmons will come get it. The throw to first base is in time, and that will do it. As a bang-bang play takes out Arcee at first on the 5-3 putout. And for Trinity, they get an error. A runner left on base, but strand the tying runner as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning here from Houston, Texas. It's a 2-1 St. Thomas lead back after this timeout on Flow Sports. Gonzalez having herself a tremendous senior day. That is the 9th hit of the ball game for the Celts. Puts a runner on first base with nobody out. We'll see they put her on the move here. Gonzalez has reached all 3 times her first hit of the ball game. 1 for 2 now. As Davia taking the pitch away for ball 1. 2-1 St. Thomas lead. They won 4-3 last night. Took the first game of the doubleheader today 8-3 to clinch the number 2 seed. As that pitch rides up and in, they will have the 6 o'clock or 6:30 start time on Friday at Georgetown. TLU will await the 4-5 winner in the 4 o'clock matchup. St. Thomas will get the 3-6 winner. As that pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1, 1-1. Keep up to date with Cooper Media and the SCAC network, as we'll have live coverage of the tournament next weekend for the men's baseball championships. We'll conclude tennis tomorrow and crown the men's and women's team champions. Live from Lacey Lakeview, just outside of Waco, Texas. As that pitch in tight, and that hit her on that lead shoulder, and she'll take the trip down to first base. In fact, that's a walk anyway on the 3-2 count. So 2 on with no outs as St. Thomas trying to add to the lead. That is the third walk issued. In the ball game by Trinity pitching. And now brings up Delaney Moreno to the plate. So Moreno trying to get home a run here, but move the runners up with less than 2 outs. As Moreno showing bunt, lays it down perfectly. The throw to first base is going to be in time, and that sacrifice was done about as good as you can do it. Moreno able to get the runners moved over with the first out of the inning and puts 2 in scoring position now on the sacrifice as it goes from 2 to 4 on the putout. And we'll see if we have a pinch hitter here for Archibald, and it will be stepping up for the first time in this series, Isabella Hernandez. So Hernandez getting an at-bat here.
25 for 29.
So Archibald, 2 hits in her 3 plate appearances, but now you're looking for something a little bit deeper, and now the Trinity Tigers have to play a little bit deeper on the infield and outfield. 1 out in the inning as the right-handed hitter Charles up in there. Takes a pitch inside corner for strike 1. Charles, the junior out of Brazos Wood High School, the former Buccaneer. 0-1 the count. As that pitch over but low, ball 1, 1-1. Charles had a notion but held the bat back. As the right-handed hitter back up in there. As a pitch grounded, back up the middle and through for a base hit. 1 run will score to hold the trail runner as the ball will come through, and Charles will take advantage of the mental mistake there by the Trinity Tigers as St. Thomas plates and an insurance run on their 10th hit of the ball game and take a 3-1 lead. Still 2 in scoring position now as Gonzalez scores on the base hit. Stopping at third is Davia. A hit, RBI. And taking second on the fielder's choice. Now Simmons with the base open. We'll see how they pitch to her. Always dangerous. A hit, a run scored back in the first inning. Since then 0 for 2, so she is 1 for 3 in the ball game. As a pitch, grounded slowly to third. Short hop and the throw to first base is going to be in time. First pitch swinging there for Simmons. Out number 2. Runners hold at second and third. 5-3 on the putout of Bowser. A solid play to get it over to first base. As she bats with 2 on and 2 outs. As Bennett takes a curveball inside for ball 1. 1-0 count here to the right-handed hitting junior out of Waller High School. As the pitch, over but low, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Koaluen getting the sign, pitch in the dirt. 3-0 the count to Bennett. And not necessarily the intentional walk here, but she is working very carefully now to Chloe Bennett with Samantha Crumrin waiting on deck. And that pitch rides up and in, ball 4. So loads the bases up on the walk. With 2 outs now in this bottom of the 6th, and Crumrin a chance to put St. Thomas on easy street here. If she could deliver a big blow here. Second walk of the inning for St. Thomas. 4th of the ball game. And looks like we're going to have a pitching change here as the new pitcher coming on will be Heather Nugent again. As she pitched in the first game, will come in relief here in game number 3 of this series in the final game of the regular season. Back after this timeout on Flow Sports. Back live here from Houston, Texas, bottom half of the 6th inning game situation as Samantha Crumrin comes to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs and a 3-1 St. Thomas lead. Pass ball off the outside corner. Has the wind and the pitch by Nugent. Low and inside, ball 2. No place to put Crumrin with the base load. In fact, a 1-1 count. Has the wind and the pitch grounded. Back up the middle. Shortstop over to make the play. Leave the bases loaded. A 3-1 lead as they get a couple of hits in. Here from Houston, Texas, as I come back live after this on Flow Sports. Last chance coming for the Trinity Tigers, and last chance for you to look at Taco John's Sports Bar, St. Thomas, and the will be heading into the postseason coming up next week. And if they're successful, it'll be free potatoes away once again. I'd like to welcome Taco John's Sports Bar East and West for their support during our broadcast. Also heard Coach Holtgren and his scramble team won as Coach Shea and Coach Van joined him. And best of luck to the St. Thomas Celts as they continue on in their endeavors for the final series of the regular season heading into the SCAC championships next weekend, both at Georgetown and Texas. Following inside to the leadoff batter, Hayden Del Toro. 1-1 count. Nobody on, nobody out here in the top half of the seventh. Last chance. Final 3 outs of the regular season for Trinity to try to do something about a 3-1 St. Thomas lead. Fly ball. Moreno will measure it. She'll settle under, and she'll secure the first out of the inning. With that play over 3 with Del Toro, 3 consecutive fly ball outs. 1 out in the inning with nobody on, as it will bring to the plate a pinch hitter for the Trinity Tigers, as Megan Brooks, a freshman out of Graham, Texas, the former Steer, will step to the plate. Getting her first plate appearance of this series. Strike 1 from Sossaman, who has been money down the stretch here for St. Thomas. 0-1 count. As curveball just a little bit low, 1-1. Sossaman will get the ball on Friday in the matchup, as St. Thomas will await the winner of the 3-6 opening round game. As that pitch on the inside corner, she'll be able to throw that screwball in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sydney Watson on deck for Trinity, hoping to bat and represent the tying run, but swing and a miss as Sossaman gets the strikeout. 2 outs now with nobody on. And it's up to Sydney Watson to keep this game going. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed starter Sossaman, who has been spectacular. Has the wind and the pitch right across the heart of the plate at the belt for strike 1. 0-1 count with 2 outs. Has the wind by Sossaman, pitched low and inside as she overthrew the fastball. 1-1 count. Should this game continue, ball to the shortstop waiting on deck. Sossaman looking for the complete game victory. That pitch on the inside corner, called strike 2. Backed Watson off the plate. Trinity down to an out, could be down to a strike here. 1-2 count with 2 outs. As Sossaman trying to clinch the final out of the season, swing and a miss, and that will do it. As the St. Thomas Celts sweep the Trinity Tigers for the final time that they will see each other in SCAC conference play, as they take the victory 3-1. Looking at the final numbers of this one, 3 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for St. Thomas. They left 10 runners on base, 1 error, 5 hits, 2 hits, and tomorrow for Waco, Texas, to crown the tennis championships here live on Cooper Meet.